So after incorporating a company comes the compliances and taxes. So in this episode we shall quickly understand about various audits and applicable taxes. So now that Tim and Tom have decided about incorporating a private limited company and they have successfully incorporated the company. Next comes the taxes and audits. So there are only two things that are inevitable in life, that is death and taxes. And taxes are applicable to each type of entity. Only the quantum of taxes may vary. Similarly, in case of audit, the applicability may change depending upon the circumstances. For example, certain audits are applicable based on turnover, certain audits are applicable based on the type of transaction. So, the quantum may change but audit will be applicable. So, as I discussed in the earlier section, that LLP and private limited company are heavy on compliance part. That is because they fall under the registrar of companies. So, registrar of companies has mandated that if you are incorporating a LLP or a private limited company, you need to do my compliances as a separate altogether because you are a separate legal entity. So, directors will pay their taxes, partners will pay their taxes, and the LLP and a private limited company will pay their own separate taxes, will have their own separate audits. So, at a very basic level, the audits are usually of three types: income tax audit, GST audit, and statutory audit. So, income tax audit is something that is based upon your income, by which we pay our income tax. GST is an indirect tax audit undertaken by the GST department as a whole. And then there is a statutory audit which is done by the registrar of companies. Okay, so these are the three audits which typically a LLP and a private limited company has to go through. Then talking about taxes, the company, or for that matter any business, has two types of taxes: direct and indirect taxes. So when I talk about direct taxes, these are levied on your income or profit. So when I make a profit and loss account or file my income tax return, I pay income tax on my profit. That is why it is a direct tax, because it is directly on my profit. It is not on somebody else's profit. It is the income that I am earning and I am paying. It is out of my pocket. It is my hard-earned money, a part of which I am giving it to the government. Then there is indirect taxes. So as direct taxes are levied on the income, indirect taxes are on transactions. So when I make a sale, I charge GST. This GST is charged by me on the second party, or the one who's purchasing from me, and I pay to the government. So suppose if I am making a sale of 100 rupees, I charge GST at 18 rupees. Okay, so 100 plus 18, 118 is what I will recover from my party. But my sale is only of 100. 18 I have received from that another party on behalf of the government. I will pay it to the government. So over here I am acting as an agent of the government. This is not my money. This is not even my taxes. And this is not on my income. This is on a transaction which a recipient is doing, that where I am supplying and he is receiving, and I am collecting tax from him and paying it to the government, where I am acting as an agent. That is why it is called as an indirect tax. Now examples of indirect taxes: GST, custom duties, etc. Another concept under income tax and GST I want you to understand is that of TDS. Many must be aware that TDS is deducted on salaries that we set off from our tax payable and all. But when the same employees leave the organization and start the business, they forget the concept. salary is just one transaction for the company related to you. But the company might have many more type of transactions, and that might be covered under income tax, and they will be required to deduct TDS on the same and deposit the TDS to the government. So to understand better what is TDS or full form of TDS, it is tax deducted at source. Why does this TDS has to be deducted? So government says that there might be certain section of people who earn but they do not pay taxes. So since you are a company, LLP or a high revenue partnership, proprietorship, I ask you to deduct tax from their payment and deposit the amount with me. Now not all transactions or payments will fall under TDS. Only certain type of transactions which I am specifying, where I am the government and I am specifying which exceeds the limit specified by me, only on such transaction you as a company or an LLP will deduct TDS. Similarly, even GST department says that not everyone is registered. So since you are a registered dealer, I am asking you to deduct certain percentage from the sale transaction value and deposit it to me. But GST says such provision of TDS deduction will apply only to e-com operators, because a small dealer cannot really handle the burden of such compliance. So this was a brief overview on taxes. There are many more taxes, but they all are dependent upon transaction and on the type of business a company is undertaking. So that is the reason we have not delved into detail and we have quickly brushed upon the topic of taxes and audits.